Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the formal part of the evening, and that is the speeches. There are a number of speeches. Can I ask you to remain silent, listen to what the speakers have got to say, laugh in the appropriate places. Yeah, canned laughter, it's not a problem. Okay, so bride and bridegroom, Sharon, Christoph, ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for Mr. Eddie Maguire, the father of the bride.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
First of all, I'd like to start by saying, unaccustomed as I am to speeches, I hope this one goes down well. And if it does, there'll be autograph signings at the end. This is a very special day for all of us. I would like to thank everyone for being here today, especially Christoph's family and friends who have come all the way from Germany. Sharon didn't always have it easy in life, but since meeting Christoph, that has all become happiness. Christoph has been inspirational in Sharon's life. He's a caring, loving person, and I could not wish for a better son-in-law. Sharon, your stepmom and I are so proud of you and wish both of you a happy marriage. Can I ask you all to stand and raise your glasses to the bride and groom, Sharon and Christoph. Sorry, Christoph, you need to take yours. Sharon and Christoph. Sorry, Sharon and Christoph.
There you go.
Okay.
Sorry, I took your glass, Christoph.
Go on. If that's where people are going to stand, they're going to be right in front of that screen.
Yeah.
See the screen properly.
Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Bride and bridegroom, ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for Herr Patrick Tonnen Blanco.
Maybe we need to move up a little bit.
Yeah. Squish, squish. Das mache ich heute. Liebe meine Frau. Good evening. Liebe Sharon, lieber Christoph, verehrte Gäste. Als sich Sharon und Christoph mir vor 2 Jahren mitteilten, dass sie am heutigen Tag heiraten würden, kam zu den Freudentränen noch das Problem, dass mein Mund schneller ist als mein Gehirn. Denn im absoluten Rausch des Glückes über die Hochzeit versprach ich ihnen, eine Rede zu halten. Während die beiden also 2 Jahre an diesem Tag planten, plante ich 2 Jahre an dieser Rede. Am Rande möchte ich ein Dankeschön an meine Frau richten, die diese Rede tatsächlich in einer Woche gemeistert hat. Als ich nun so überlegte, welche Erinnerungen ich mit Christoph hier auf jeden Fall mit euch teilen müsse, habe ich sofort an unsere gemeinsame Zeit am Parkhotel denken müssen. Wer hätte gedacht, dass der junge Mann, den ich an meinem ersten Arbeitstag dort kennenlernte, schon seit längerer Zeit in meiner Nachbarschaft wohnte. Im Nachhinein bin ich traurig über die Zeit, die uns entgangen ist. Anfangs waren wir nur Kollegen, doch ein harter Schicksalsschlag im Leben von Christoph und seiner Familie war die Wende für unsere Freundschaft. Aus Kollegen wurden Freunde und als Freund entstanden schöne Erinnerungen. Nie werde ich unsere nächtlichen lustigen Eierbrataktionen vergessen oder unsere Kochexperimente wie Schokonudeln. Überhaupt möchte ich die Gelegenheit nutzen, um dir zu sagen, wie viel du mir bedeutest und wie viel ich von dir gelernt habe. Ich sage nur Windbeutel. Den Tag, den ich wohl nie vergessen werde, war der, als ich Abschied von dir nehmen musste, weil du deine Karriere in England fortsetzen wolltest. Es war der Tag, als ich dachte, unsere Freundschaft würde für immer enden. Doch schnell merkte ich, dass sie dadurch nicht aufhören würde, sondern wachsen. Nach dem Motto, was Fritz Dotschkes nicht schafft, schafft auch England nicht. Dann kam meine Sharon, das Beste auf der Karriereleiter von Christoph. Meine Sharon war die Christophs Herz im Sturm erobte, aber nicht nur Christophs seins. Nein, Sharon, auch mein Herz hast du erobert. Im Flughafen, im Sturm. Somit war das Erste, was mir zu uns einfällt, unsere erste Unterhaltung. My name is Patrick and my English is very, very schlecht. Auch heute lachen wir noch herzlich darüber. Schnell schufen auch wir uns schöne Erinnerungen, wie der Zoo in England, Frühstück bei Jamie Oliver und stundenlange Gespräche mit Händen und Füßen. Wir beide versprachen uns gegenseitig, die Sprache des anderen zu lernen. Tja, was soll ich sagen? Auch heute ist mein Englisch very, very schlecht und dein German sehr, sehr bad. Aber wir verstehen uns nach wie vor auch ohne viele Worte und unsere gemeinsame Liebe Christoph. Heute seid ihr für mich und meine Frau und unsere Kinder Celine und Liel ein fester Bestandteil unseres Lebens. Ihr seid keine Freunde, ihr seid Familie. Der Dichter sagte ja, die Menschen sind Engel mit nur einem Flügel. Um fliegen zu können, brauchen wir einander. Doch muss man kein Genie sein, um zu sehen, dass ihr schon vor 12 Jahren den Boden unter den Füßen verloren habt. Ich als langjähriger Freund behaupte, dass ihr für den Bund der Liebe geschaffen seid. Und zweifle daran, dass ich meine Meinung in Zukunft jemals ändern werde. Heinz Rühmer, ein deutscher Schauspieler, sagte einmal, eine glückliche Ehe ist, wenn man lieber nach Hause kommt, als weggeht. Als Freund möchte ich dir folgenden persönlichen Ratschlag geben. Was eine glückliche Ehe ausmacht, ist jeden Tag daran zu denken, seiner Frau die wichtigsten Worte zu sagen. Du hast recht. In diesem Sinne erhebe ich mein Glas auf die Liebe und das Glück von Sharon und Christoph und unsere Freundschaft. I love you.
Ich liebe dich.
Okay.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Continue to remain silent for the next speaker, please. And the next speaker is Miss Eloise Welsh, the Maid of Honour.
Are you hosting a game show?
What's that?
You're hosting a game show.
I know.
Amazing.
Stand there, please.
Thank you. All right, good evening, everyone. I'm a little bit nervous, so bear with me, please. I'm the Maid of Honour and good friend and former housemate of Sharon and Christoph. You'll be pleased to know I'm only going to speak for a few minutes, which is unusual for me, but I am under strict instructions, so I'll try and keep it brief. I've known both Sharon and Christoph for over 10 years. I was informed by Sharon actually on Sunday, it was 11, so it's over 10 years. I met Sharon on my first day at Hawthorne Road, and when she knocked on my door, the first day that I'd moved in, and after 3 hours of us talking solidly, I kind of realised that I'd met a friend for life. I met the lovely Christoph the next day, and I want to start off by saying that every once in a while you meet two people that you know are just meant to be. You know instantly that the stars have aligned and that their paths would bring them together regardless of what the world might throw in their way. It's clearly the case when Sharon and Christoph met. I cannot imagine one without the other. Their love and devotion to one another is enviable. They truly are soulmates and best friends, and I think that was evident in the sensational wedding service we saw earlier. Sharon, I want you to know I rewrote this speech about 50 times over. I didn't want to say anything incriminating, so you'll be pleased to know I left out all the parts that were incriminating, such as the parts when I returned to find that every hanger in my wardrobe had been replaced, or about when all the pegs in my laundry was mysteriously changed colour so that they're colour coordinated. So I've not mentioned that part. I've not mentioned it. But seriously, when I think about our friendship, I think about how you've always been there when I've needed you. Be it offering words of advice, a belly full of food when I've got nothing in the fridge, and when I have, but your stuff looks better, which is most of the time. You've wiped away my tears, and you've always been a shoulder to lean on when I've needed you. There really aren't any words to describe the kind of friend you've been to me. You really are family. You're like a big sister. And, you know, I love you for as long as I've known you. Without fail, you've always been there when I've needed you. Thank you. You truly have a heart of gold, and I do love you to bits. Christoph, you were perfect for Sharon, and I honestly couldn't have picked a better match, in all honesty, for her, which is, you know, you were together when we met, but I wouldn't have picked a better match for her. There's no words to describe how happy I am for you both today. I'm so proud and privileged to have been asked to be your maid of honour on your most special day. And I move beyond words that I've been able to witness two of the most special people in my life finally marry. I know it's been a long time coming, a lot of planning, it's been beautiful. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Sharon's bridesmaid Jane for helping with Sharon's hen, and also to help make this day so wonderful for Sharon and Christoph. And I would like to thank all of you on behalf of Sharon and Christoph for sharing in this most special day. But lastly, as you can see separately, Sharon and Christoph are phenomenal individuals. However, together they're unstoppable. I've no doubt that you will have a marriage that everyone hopes for, that you both are a truly perfect match, and I know you'll be able to ride the waves of life together as friends, as soulmates, and as husband and wife. So congratulations, I love you both.
Can I have a second?
You need
Of course you can. That's 2 seconds. Want some more?
That's fine.
You ready to go? Okay. Bride, groom, Christoph, ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for the next speaker. Can I introduce you to Mrs. Sharon Maguire?
Never. So, if I haven't had a chance to say it to you, thank you for coming to this, little bash, this little party of ours. I'd like to continue with some more thank yous. A lot of people have made today special for me, for us. Let's start with my girls. Eloise and Jane. They've joined us looking at venues, wedding fairs, dress shopping, sweetie tasting, and long train rides down to Bournemouth. They've been pillars of support through the whole planning process, and they organised an awesome shen-do. They got me into my dress and to the ceremony on time, and they still managed to turn up looking stunning, like it was no effort at all. The past week has been chaotic, but Eloise, you made it so much easier. Sometimes it was because you were doing things just to ease the burden, but most of the time it was just the fact that you were there that made the whole difference. You never left us, even when the clock struck midnight. Thank you doesn't even begin to cover it. But if I'm going to thank people for being supportive, my thanks have to extend beyond my lovely ladies. I'd also like to thank Tom and Abby who have spent many lunchtimes and WhatsApp conversations listening to plans and frustrations or being sounding boards for new ideas. I'd like to thank all the gentlemen who made an effort to wear tartan today. I know for most of you, this was your first time wearing Highland wear, and there were some concerns about the exposure. So I'm really touched. So I am really touched, as I know Christoph is, that you all made the effort just for us. Each one of you is a little mini hero to us. Poonam and Denise, thank you so much for reading our lovely love story so beautifully. That story always makes me go squishy. So I'm really happy you shared it with everyone on our behalf today. I'd like to thank all those who travelled a long way to join us. Scotland, Germany, and Australia. We can't believe anybody would do that just for a free meal. So kind of guessing that means you like us. It's amazing to us that anyone would do that. So thank you for making us feel special. To all these wonderful people, and to too many others to mention, can I ask you all to raise your glasses and to toast them for helping to make today happen. Cheers.
Cheers.
Now, I'm not going to linger on those that aren't with us today, because I'm too soppy for that. Instead, I'm going to celebrate the fact that I have my dad here today. Gosh, I can't see him. I'm going to celebrate the fact that I have my dad here today. Even though he's been ill for the past 2 years, he's well enough to be here today, looking sharp in that outfit. Don't you think so? Dad, I'm delighted that you were able to walk me down the aisle. And then you stood up here and given your support to Christoph and me. Thanks, Dad. I love you loads.
I love you and you're worth it. You and Christoph.
Everyone. To my dad, to Eddie.
Thank you, everybody.
The biggest thanks for today, for making today happen though, have to go to my handsome groom, my Christoph, my husband. None of this would have happened if he weren't with me every step of the way. Every phone call, every email, every late night, every decision. You never complained about the cost, nor the time, nor the effort. Every crazy idea I had, you embraced. You added another crazy idea of your own. You're my inspiration and my partner as we play at this crazy game called life. And right now, we're bloody winning. So thank you. Thank you for giving me the most amazing day I could have imagined. I'm swelling with pride today at how gorgeous you look and how lucky I am that you're my husband, my Christoph. I've always called you my Christoph because you are my everything. You're my light. And you've shown me more love than I've ever known. When I look at you, I forget to do the simple things. You still my soul. That's classic timing. I love that. When I look at you, I see everything I ever wanted. And for that, I have to thank your mother. Doris, thank you for raising a man who is patient, funny, thoughtful and kind. I feel humbled that he wants to share his life with me and that he loves me. Thank you for teaching him how to love. Please raise your glasses to the mother of the groom, to Doris. Doris. So, Christoph, my husband, what can I say to you that I haven't already said? You walked into my life when I needed you the most. You make everything about me better. You make me the best version of myself. And when you're around, my life has meaning. My life is worthwhile. Christoph, you are the best man I know. I don't know what I've done to deserve you, but I will spend the rest of my life trying to prove that I am worthy of you. You will always be the best part of my day. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the best man of the day and any day, my husband, Christoph.
No, you're fine.
Okay. Yeah. Ready?
Are you ready to go?
Just give a minute.
Let's do this.
Okay. Sharon, ladies and gentlemen. Pray silence for Mr. Christoph Maguire.
Woohoo! How did that sound?
Right, there's no way I can follow that up. So here goes nothing. Now, that was my wonderful wife, Sharon, everybody. Here comes the obligatory disclaimer that I'm not one for making speeches, but I'm awkward all the time anyway, so it doesn't matter right now. We have a few toasts over the next few minutes, so please keep your glasses topped up. It's the only time I will ever make a toast, so I will abuse it right now. And in that respect, I would like for you to remember those who are no longer with us. Sharon's mother, Anne, her grandfather, Edward, Big Jim, and my father, Paul. They all went way too early, but are still in our hearts. Can I please ask you to raise a glass to absent friends and family? My wife and I would like to thank you all for coming and for joining us in our wedding ceremony, especially for being in the cold during the ceremony, which that part I wrote ages ago, and it's a lot warmer than anticipated. But somebody looked after us, which is fine. Many of you came from far away. Some of you from Germany and Scotland, Ishwan, Lauren, and their children, Hugh and Jean, literally from the other end of the world, all the way from Australia. Whatever you came from Kent, Glasgow, the Lower Rhine, or Sydney, we really appreciate that you're here today. You're an awesome bunch. We're lucky to have you all in our lives. My second toast goes up to you lot. Please stand up, face your neighbor. Stand up, face your neighbor. I'm not joking. To you guys.
To you. And I like the sound of Christoph Maguire.
It's a ring to it, doesn't it? I saw Eddie looking so proud as he walked down the aisle with Sharon today. And I hope that he will be as happy to have me as his son-in-law as I'm to have him and Margaret as my parents-in-law. I just want to assure that I love Sharon and that I will do all in my power to make her as happy as I know she is today for the rest of her life. Und natürlich möchte ich meiner Mutter Doris danken. Next slide. Sie hat mich großgezogen, nicht zur Adoption freigegeben. Ich weiß, es war nicht immer leicht, aber du hast einen guten Job gemacht und uns zu gesellschaftsfähigen Erwachsenen erzogen. Ich möchte mich für all die Hilfe über die Jahre bedanken und für deine Liebe gegenüber Sharon. Ich spreche nicht dieselbe Sprache, aber ich weiß, dass Sharon dich liebt und dass sie sich freut, dich als Schwiegermutter zu haben. Ich möchte auch Danke an Andi sagen. Ich weiß, ich war vielleicht nicht immer der beste Bruder, aber du hast meine Kindheit unheimlich bereichert. Du und Lisa, ihr seid ein großartiges Paar und irgendjemand muss hier ein Auge auf dich behalten, wenn ich nicht im Land bin. Wir freuen uns riesig über euren Zuwachs. Ihr seid großartige Menschen und ihr werdet noch fantastische Eltern sein. Ich möchte auch kurz Danke an meinen Onkel Rossi sagen, der heute nicht hier ist. Er hat uns so viel über die Jahre geholfen und er verdient seinen Platz hier. Und natürlich Christina. Wir sehen uns zwar nicht so offen, wie wir gerne möchten, aber wir freuen uns jedes Mal, dich zu sehen. Can I please raise a glass to family?
Family.
Now here where I contradict Sharon, because I never quite appreciate how much planning goes into one day. Planning our wedding was exciting and fun, but also very stressful. Sharon has worked so hard and put so much effort into making today possible. I tried to keep up, but she has organized and arranged things that I didn't even know existed. Like my favorite thing, the bathroom baskets, which there were many arguments about it. She has gone into so much detail and has talked about everything. My love and thanks really have to go to Sharon today. Not just today, but always and forever. For being here with me, for being so amazing and gorgeous and so brilliant in so many ways. Most of all, for being so patient when I'm weird. Like wondering what Pokemon tastes like. Wanting to open a pint mashup across the road. Or Polish man. Creating petitions for pillow folding.
Oh no!
And trying to make Kentucky Fried Flamingo legs sing. For loving me even when I do one of those many things that come naturally to me. I met Sharon in 2006 when she came to live in the same house as me at the infamous Hawthorne Road. I remember the first time we sat down for dinner. We ate purely by coincidence. Sharon cooked a steak that resembles a shoe sole. and she admired me cooking a piece of fish. It's a very fond memory. It was the first time we sat down together, had a meal together, something that is very close to our hearts. We stayed up until late in the morning. I think we had pancakes later, actually, I just remember. And talked about so many things and geeking out together. It's now 12 years on the day that we got together. My love grows stronger every day. You bring out the best in me. You're the kindest, funniest, and cutest person I ever met. You're also a huge geek and put me onto Stargate, Superheroes, and Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I love all the silly things we do together. Building Lego, making chocolates, half finishing puzzles because we don't have a complete one. Cooking together or just watching TV. You make everything better. Being a chef, lasting love don't come easy. Long hours, a twisted mind, and a very dark sense of humor, plus a weird obsessive relationship with food makes you of that. Well, you not only understand it, you embrace it and support it. Sharon, there's one thing I got left to tell you. We have grown a decade apart and 1,000 kilometers away. That we found each other was fate. I believe in that. And in the next life, I will find you again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and a privilege to ask you, can we please raise a glass to my wife, to Sharon? Sharon. Okay, here's where we get wrong very quickly. I would like to thank Poonam and Denise for the speeches, and for the reading, I mean. And Patrick for his speech. I know it's not easy to stand up in front of people, as I just painfully discover, but you've done a wonderful job. Can we please have another toast for Poonam, Denise, and Patrick?
Purim, Denise, Patrick.
Ah, say that 3 times quick. And also, again, thank you to Sharon's wonderful bridesmaid, Elise and Jane. As you have heard, they have been a great support over the last years, not just to Sharon, but to me as well. I really do appreciate it. Can we have another glass? To the bridesmaids. That's the last one.
Oh,
Yeah. That's water, by the way. Last but not least, you all probably met Ishwan by now. Not only plate smashing master of ceremony, but also my best man. The real reason he's my best man is because he lives in Australia and he doesn't know half the shit I'm doing. So there's no embarrassing stories. He got so excited about us getting married. He got so excited about us getting married. And in the beginning he had some strange ideas, which I quickly forgot about. Ishwan probably knows more about me than most people here. And I'm sure for a drink he will tell you everything you like to know. Ishwan, thank you for being here with us today. You live half around the world, but we always can count on you and Lauren's support. And you would have made anything to make today happen. You're an amazing guy, Ishwan. I give the floor to you.
All right, it's going to be difficult to follow them after these speeches, but let's do it. Now, everybody who met me knows that I'm quite shy and I don't do public speaking. Okay, let's get on. So, hello and welcome everyone. My name is István and I'm Christoph's best man. I guess my name is not very easy to pronounce, so you can all just call me István. First, I would like to welcome all relatives, friends, colleagues, and Besh. Sorry. So if you never heard of his name, it's just an inside joke and you haven't lost anything. All right, he's an infamous person from Hawthorne Road. All right, I have met Sharon and Christoph in 2009 when my wife Lauren, over there, moved into the shared house with them in Bexley Hills. We were freshly dating then, and in a few months I have moved into the same shared house. Basically it means that they are trying to get rid of me over 9 years now, with not much luck. But I'm like little Johnny who says, my parents moved a lot when I was little, but I've always found them. All right, but Sharon and Christoph is like that with me. They love me for 5 minutes, and I think, God, why have we invited him? Now, jokes aside, we are all here to celebrate Sharon and Christoph's wedding. I do not know two other people more suited for each other than them. They love each other, and they are meant for each other. They share the same love for food, movies, and of course the love for me. I have to say I'm very honored to be Christoph's best man. We are regularly talking on the phone, even if we are over 10,000 kilometers away. We have lived together for 3.5 years and basically spent every day together. That's why they can only tolerate me in very small doses. I guess it's right. All good things come in small packages. Well, look at my wife Lauren over there. She and marrying her is the best thing ever happened to me. And I'm absolutely certain that's how Christoph thinks about Sharon too. I wish you guys in 50 years you wake up next to each other, you look at each other and say that I love you just as much than I first decided I want to live my whole life with you. Aww. I wish you guys a lifetime of happiness at each other's side. Now I would like to acknowledge everyone who took part in this wedding and still takes part in Sharon and Christoph's special day. So please raise your glass to the husband and wife, to all relatives and friends and colleagues who came, to the gorgeous bridesmaids, Jane and Eloise, to the most handsome best man, to the wedding organizers, photographer, caterers, and everybody else, all other people and stuff who put in a lot of effort to make this special day come through. So cheers to everyone.
cheers.
Cheers, John.
And finally, I would like to raise a final toast, raise the glasses the final time to Sharon and Christoph on their wedding day. I wish you all the best, and probably after as many toasts, Sharon is a little bit pissed already. So let's make this a final toast then. Cheers to Sharon and Christoph.